If you are from Kogi, gather round. What is really going on? We hear you have submitted petition to recall Senator Natasha to INEC. And you submitted it with over 250 signatures. Over 250,000 signatures. Meanwhile, if you go back to the 2023 elections, these are the election results. The person who was initially declared winner, the APC senatorial candidate, scored 52,000 votes. And Senator Natasha Akpoti scored 51,000 votes. And if you add other fringe votes from other political parties, everything comes to about 110,000 votes. So Kogi, how is it possible that in the election, 110,000 of you came out to come and vote? But out of those out of the 500,000 registered voters, the people that signed petition are more than 250,000. Is this not the same Senator Natasha that in her 1 year in office gave you people all these keke napep, all these things? Is it the same the same Senator Natasha that you guys want to recall? Something is not adding up. And again, why is it that it is only you? The same thing you did against Senator Dino Melaye. We'll come to that very shortly. But let's look at some figures. What are the step-by-step process of recalling a senator in Nigeria? Number one, initiate the recall. Who can initiate the recall? Registered voters in the senator's constituency. Registered voters. Senators cannot recall it. Nobody from the executive can recall it. No political party officially can recall a senator. Only the voters. Good. This is according to the Electoral Act and the Constitution of Nigeria. So one, initiating the recall. Who can initiate the recall? Registered voters in the senator's constituency. At least 50% of the registered voters must sign the petition and then submit the petition to INEC, which, congratulations, Kogi Central Senatorial District, you have done. You have submitted the petition with over 250,000 signatures. Step 2, INEC verifies the signatures. INEC organizes a verification exercise to confirm the signatures. If 50% of the registered voters verify their signatures, the process continues. Else, the verification fails and the recall ends immediately. So it means that if only 110,000 of you people came out to come and vote in the election process or in the election of 2023, and then we are seeing 250,000 signatures, don't think that it will go just like that. INEC will verify. And if INEC is transparent, because they will bring themselves and bring their officials and begin to ask you people to come and verify your signature one by one. And if that fails, if that succeeds, you go to step 3, which is the referendum or the recall election. INEC will now organize a recall election within 90 days, where on the ballot paper it will be yes to recall and no, do not recall. If more than 50% of the vote says yes, the senator is recalled. However, if the opposite happens, the senator remains in office. If the recall vote succeeds, INEC informs the Senate President, who declares the seat vacant. And then number 5, a by-election is conducted. What are the challenges with the recall process according to the Electoral Act of Nigeria 2022 and the Constitution? It is difficult to mobilize 50% of the voters for both the petition and the recall vote. The petition here, remember, after you mobilize the voters, to sign the petition, you have to also mobilize the voters for the verification process by INEC. And then you also have to mobilize the voters to come out and vote in the recall. So the process is really challenging. And of course, there'll be political interferences and legal battles, which often frustrates the process. And then no senator has ever been recalled in the history of Nigeria. No senator. The first time they tried it was against another senator from the same Kogi, but this time Kogi West, in the name of Senator Dino Melaye. But that process failed. Will this one fail again? Let's wait and see. Real life example. In the 2017-2018, there was an attempt to recall Senator Dino Melaye in the same Kogi, but this time in Kogi West. In 2017, there were 188,588 voters that signed the petition, which represents over 52%. So the first step was met. However, in the second step, when INEC began to do the verification, only 5.3% of the registered voters showed up, and that was how the process collapsed. So, is this what will happen again in the case of Senator Natasha? It is interesting to note that this is the same Senator Natasha that gave out so many things to the constituents. And then it's also interesting to note that less than 12.5% or 22.5% came out to come and vote. Out of 500,000 registered voters, only 110,000 voters came out to vote in the 2023 elections. It is, however, very surprising to see that whoever led that petition has gotten 250,000 petition votes, okay? And they have submitted to INEC. Okay, fine, no problem. Submitting to INEC is not a big deal. The big deal is, will the recall process succeed? Now, you cannot put anything past Tinubu and Akpabio. From what they did in the ratification of the state of emergency in Rivers, anything can happen. Where Senator Dino Melaye succeeded or survived the recall process in 2017, will it still be so for Senator Natasha? But one thing we must point out is this. Tinubu, Akpabio, APC, you guys are behaving as though you are God. You are behaving as though there is no rule in Nigeria. You are mustering and bending the rule to your own will. Understand this. This was how they did in 1962, 63, 64, and the military took over. This was how they did in 1982, 83, and the military took over. Continue. When the military now takes over, you guys will now come and be shouting, we should come and mobilize and fight the military. You're joking. Even though for me, it's not likely that the military will actually do anything because they seem to be well taken care of. And what could they possibly want that they don't have? But here's where politicians must take note and Nigerians must take note. We cannot allow this gang up against the Nigerian state to continue. How do you get 250,000 signatures out of 500,000 registered voters to sign a petition against a senator that has outperformed every senator in the history of Nigeria? Right? When in actual fact, during the voting process, only 110,000 voters came out to come and vote. How do you even justify this? Anyway, where do we need to watch? We need to watch INEC to make sure that the verification process is carried out and is transparent, because I am very certain that what happened, and it's for us to be vigilant about. So we'll see whether what happened between, in the case of Senator Dino Melaye, will happen again. And then we also have to watch the verification process. We have to watch it. If that succeeds, we have to watch the recall elections. Don't destroy Nigeria's democracy. Don't. Because you feel you can gang up against a woman. All of this for a woman. Senator Karimi from Kogi West is now beginning to hail Yaya Bello. What do I expect? They are both APC. Abi? So, Nigerians, the ball is in our court. We cannot continue to be onlookers. Some people are ganging up against the Nigerian state, against the Constitution, against the rule of law. It's about the rule of law. I'm not supporting Senator Natasha. And I'm not against Senator Akpabio. But what we are fighting for here is the rule of law. Senator Natasha may have her own flaws. Some of you argue that she is also part of them. I don't dispute that. She can as well be part of them. But in this particular scenario, we are fighting in defense of the rule of law. Without rule of law, we don't have a country. So for now, we must defend the rule of law. It seemed to be bent against Senator Natasha now, and so we must defend it. If it benefits Senator Natasha today, tomorrow it will benefit you. And that is why we must all engage in it. Don't let APC and Tinubu and Akpabio get away with this gang up. It will be the end of Nigeria's democracy. And trust me, it's not something that we want to see.